What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the 10 best things to do in Liverpool. Now, Liverpool, for once, is a city in England that I have heard of. I know of it, barely. Just barely, I'm gonna be honest. And the more I was thinking about it, I'm pretty sure it's just because I'm a Beatles fan. Otherwise, I'm not sure what relevance mentioning Liverpool would have had at this in my life, where it would have interjected that fact into me and intersected my life, if that makes sense. But I grew up listening to Beatles, so I know they kind of formed the band in Liverpool, so I'm aware of Liverpool. Sometimes bands kind of head to Liverpool to get those Beatles vibes, I've heard, if they're trying to like write an album or get inspired, so I at least know of Liverpool's existence. For once, I know of a city's existence in the UK besides London. But besides that, I really don't have any idea in my mind of what Liverpool looks like, what's there to do. So this video, 10 best things to do in Liverpool, sounds fantastic. I like it when it's things to do, not just things to look at or stare at and visit, even though that's all fine and dandy and can be a lot of fun. Sometimes when it's something you can physically do, like maybe there's an action or participation component to it, it's more fun. So Liverpool, I was looking at this and I was wondering, why is it that I don't know much about it? And it's a lot smaller than I thought, actually. It's not small. Don't get me wrong, if Google isn't lying to me here. But it's, 1/18th the size of London, smaller than Birmingham, Manchester, smaller than Leeds, whatever Leeds is, and Glasgow, whatever that is. So given the fame of Liverpool, I was under the impression it was this big, huge, really populous city. But that's somewhat the case, just not anywhere near the scale of London, I guess. Anyway, that's my preconceived thoughts on the matter. So as far as that goes, but enough of that. Enough of my thoughts. Let's take a look at the facts, the cold hard facts of the best things to do in Liverpool.
Liverpool is a maritime city in the northwest of England, where the River Mersey meets the Irish Sea, a key trade and migration.
Ooh, maritime. That's a cool word. A commenter very politely, graciously, I kept pointing out how there were a lot of cities that I've looked at in England that are by water. And someone pointed out to me, no, Tyler, this is not like the United States. The UK is islands, and lots of stuff is by water. So I never thought of it like that, funny enough. So now I'm kind of expecting, I have it in my mind that a lot of these places are beautiful because they're by water, but it's not so rare as in the United States to be by water. Anyway, little epiphany I had recently.
In the northwest of England, where the River Mersey meets the Irish Sea, a key trade and migration port from the 18th to the early 20th century. It's also famously the hometown of the famous group the Beatles. Liverpool is considered to be a capital of culture in both England and Europe, with numerous art galleries, museums, and attractions to interest all the family.
Huh, well, it's certainly, my first impressions are it has a semi-modern vibe to it, but also very historical. And like this narrator just said, it's famous in Europe for its culture and stuff.
England and Europe. Liverpool is considered to be a capital of culture.
A capital of culture. Huh, it's quite a title.
Family. Before we get into the top 10 things to do in Liverpool, we've included links in the description. At number 10 is Tate Liverpool and the historic Albert Dock. Liverpool is famous for its art collections, and Tate Liverpool is one of the most well-known galleries.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that supposed to mean something to me? Is the word Tate a word in the UK? Because I actually didn't understand when he said Tate Liverpool. Maybe that's just the name of the gallery.
Tate Liverpool features work from the Tate Collection that showcases British art from the 16th century to the present day, specializing in contemporary and modern art. The gallery stands on the historic Albert Dock, a heritage site that is a great place to find entertainment and food, as well as
Cool.
explore the well-preserved history of this maritime city.
Cool.
Number
You know, when I was younger, I might have scoffed at a museum, but now that I am getting older and wiser and more boring, I'm I'm very willing and excited, dare I say, to even walk around museums. Because when you're a kid, you're just like don't understand why you should care. But now I understand. So yeah, I'm fine with this. Number 10 being the Tate Museum, Tate art collection, if you will.
Number 9 is St. John's Beacon Viewing Gallery, the Radio City Tower.
Oh.
The Radio City Tower is Liverpool's world-famous radio tower. Built in 1969, it is over 400 feet tall. And
1969. It's almost 50 years old. That might scare me to get inside of it. Nah, come on. You go all the way to Liverpool, you gotta go inside.
originally had a revolving restaurant at the top. Today, there is an observation deck open for visitors.
Oh, that would have been so cool. Did they have to take that away because it was breaking and falling down? No, seriously though. Revolving restaurant. Wouldn't that make you dizzy after a while? This thing is cool. I love cities that have giant towers. You go there, the tower is an experience unto itself. You get like the perfect view of the city. Yeah.
Originally had a revolving restaurant at the top. Today, there is an observation deck open for visitors, and you can take an elevator to the top for some of the best panoramic views of the city, and to stand
Yeah.
in a historic piece of Liverpool.
Yeah.
At number 8 is
Well, it's also a radio tower, I should remember. So, I'm guessing, is it not a functional radio tower to this day? They're kind of showing, yeah, is there any reason why it wouldn't be? Maybe it is a functioning radio tower. He was talking about the history of it, and I was just remembering, yeah, this is like an actual functioning tower.
the Hop-on Hop-off bus Liverpool.
Hold on, gotta rewind it. Hop on, hop off.
At number 8 is the Hop-on Hop-off bus Liverpool.
Huh.
The Hop-on Hop-off bus Liverpool is the best way to see all you want in this large port city, home to stunning architecture, world-class museums, and great attractions.
Oh, hop on, hop off. I feel like we've all seen these buses full of tourists getting towed around the city, and you kind of scoff at them a little, and you're like, ha, look at those tourists. But in this situation, I would be the tourist, so I'd be okay with the hop on, hop off. By its name, I'm guessing you get to get off of it and actually interact with the sights. You don't just have to be driven around town for hours on end.
From the Cavern Quarter to the historic Albert Dock, hop on and off whenever you like, at all of Liverpool's best, most convenient locations for sightseeing.
Oh, hop off when you like. But then it drives away, right? Takes everyone else who did not hop off away. Then you're just stranded. Or you have to wait for the hop on, hop off to come back. Interesting. I'm sure there's a logical way this works.
Each bus is equipped with panoramic windows and an informative live guide, giving helpful commentaries along the route.
Right. Classic guide on the microphone telling you about stuff. But hey, when you don't know anything about anything, that's what you need, kinda. Someone to tell you.
Number 7 is the Cavern Club. The Cavern Club is very famous in the music scene as the home of the Beatles during their early years.
Oh, oh my goodness, this is quickly jumping up to number 1 for me. This is so cool. I could convince myself I've seen photos of the Beatles in a club like this. Is he literally saying this is the club where they kind of played gigs and stuff starting out as the Quarrymen and all that? I wonder. This would be awesome to go here.
This underground cellar originally opened in 1957 as a jazz club, and quickly became the hub of rock and roll during the 1960s.
Wow.
The Beatles performed at the Cavern Club nearly 300 times in 2 years. Visit the new Cavern Club to take a photo by the stage, or to catch an act following in the footsteps of the famous Four.
Yeah, they probably have live music, right? It is a music club. That's awesome. It must be so busy, right? It didn't look busy when they were filming this. Maybe it's somehow not. Still, you gotta do it.
At number 6 is the Magical Beatles Museum.
What? How? It's like they knew. Maybe they just know anyone looking for Liverpool YouTube videos is a Beatles fan, or they knew I was going to be watching, and they're watching me, which is okay, because they gave me a good number 6 here. The Magical Beatles Museum, I would 1000% visit this.
Visit one of the largest singularly owned authentic Beatles collections in the world, in the heart of their hometown, Liverpool. See vintage clothes.
This is great. This is awesome. Yeah, I should have thought of this. Like, yeah, Liverpool, they're gonna stick a museum here featuring the Beatles.
Letters, telegrams, posters, flyers, jewelry, and get close to authentic instruments, like George Harrison's guitar and Ringo's snare drum.
Wow.
Combining a fantastic audiovisual experience with a huge collection of memorabilia. The Magical Beatles Museum will inspire thousands of Beatles fans looking to learn even more, right in the place where it all started.
Wow, that's very cool. I like the way it's designed as well. It's kind of like intentionally themed like Beatles stuff as well. I'm sure that was a complete coincidence, not on purpose at all.
Number 5 is Sefton Park. Sefton Park is one of Liverpool's largest public parks.
Okay.
With almost 250 acres, this Grade 1 listed site provides an abundance of wonderful green spaces. Kids will love the huge playground and multiplayer area.
That is a giant field. Yeah. I'm not the biggest walker in general, but if we got some beautiful natural wonder going on, like a giant beautiful park in Liverpool, I can be convinced to get on board with this.
While those enjoying horticulture can explore the Victorian Palm House, which is home to Liverpool's botanical collection. There are also caves and waterfalls to discover if you're feeling adventurous.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Apparently they're not showing it right now. They're just showing an empty field for some reason. But what he's describing sounds incredible. That sounds amazing.
At number 4 is Liverpool Cathedral.
Okay.
Liverpool Cathedral is Britain's largest church. This magnificent neo-Gothic building was designed by Sir Giles Gilbert Scott and is an absolutely stunning piece of architecture.
Wow.
The cathedral is free to enter and look around.
Oh, that's nice. That it's free. I'm sure with all the museums you gotta pay, but it's worth it. You know, like I said, when you're traveling, if I found myself in a situation where I got my butt up from the United States and was all the way in Liverpool, I'm gonna pay whatever $20 or whatever to go to the museum and go to the cathedral for free. It's great.
However, the tower and audio tour is highly recommended. Travel to the top of the tower on the Tower Experience and enjoy unrivaled panoramic views from 500 feet above sea level.
Okay.
Number 3 is the Merseyside Maritime Museum. The Merseyside Maritime Museum is located on the historic Albert Dock and is the best place to go to learn about Liverpool's industrial and maritime history.
Okay. I was like thinking, I don't know what these words mean. I know maritime has to do with water, but Merseyside. Merseyside, is that a part of Liverpool, perhaps? Anyway, it's really, this is a museum more about the history and, as I said, manufacturing and agricultural history of Liverpool. That's interesting.
Maritime Museum. The Merseyside Maritime Museum is located on the historic Albert Dock and is the best place to go to learn about Liverpool's industrial and maritime history. The museum celebrates Liverpool's international importance, connecting Britain to many other nations and cultures. At the museum, you can learn about Liverpool's role in immigration, with many people traveling to America from Liverpool, as well as the famous ship Titanic, which had strong links to its registered city of Liverpool.
Really? I did not know that. I had no idea.
At number 2 is the Liverpool FC Stadium Tour. A dominant football force for most of the 1970s and 1980s.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was Googling Liverpool earlier to see how populated it was, and all I kept getting was football, or as we say in America, soccer. But I kept getting football. Like, I don't follow football at all, whatsoever, none. So I was very confused by this Liverpool Football Club. But now I understand the concept of a football club, don't get me wrong. But it makes a lot more sense hearing it in the video, seeing it on Google, that there's a Liverpool stadium here.
A dominant football force for most of the 1970s and 1980s, Liverpool FC remains one of the world's most famous and best supported clubs. They play their home games at the wonderful Anfield Stadium.
You know, if they play home games here, and I assume they do, seeing a football match in Liverpool, I would love to do that. I may not go to the museum of football or Liverpool football, but I love live sports. I love sport, athletics. I would go to this and watch a game for sure. That would be amazing. Love that. I would love that.
It is north of the city center. A tour of the stadium will reveal everything there is to know about the club's history. Plus, you'll get a glimpse inside the changing rooms, walk up the tunnel, and get to stand on the pitch itself.
I mean, it's kind of funny they're presenting this as a tour of the stadium, although I'm sure for fans that would be a fantastic experience, an amazing experience. But does the Liverpool Football Club still exist? Do they still play games? I would want to go watch a game, to be perfectly honest, rather than tour the stadium.
And at number 1 is the Mersey Ferry Cruise.
Ah.
The
Okay, yeah, this is a seaside city after all, and they've barely mentioned that fact. And you can take full advantage of it by going on a little tiny cruise. It's kind of fun.
Daily River Explorer Cruise runs year-round and is a fantastic way for the whole family to see Liverpool's world-famous waterfront. The cruise
Yeah.
offers unbeatable views of Liverpool's famous skyline, with an informative commentary guide to give you the facts as you go. Visitors
Okay.
will be captivated as the rich and fascinating history of this UNESCO World Heritage waterfront unfolds along the way.
Yes, this is like a great way to get a very unique perspective, literally, because you're floating on water, where you otherwise could not be physically. Get a really interesting view of a lot of the city. And again, have someone tell you about it.
So that sums up our top 10 things to do in Liverpool.
Hold on, I want to see this again.
Unfolds along the way. So that
This is what I meant, actually. Oh, look how I paused it. It looks like there's a hidden floating city in the sky. Anyway, maybe that's real. Maybe that's really there. This right here, they didn't have too many, like, drone shots of just the city, like a lot of videos featuring cities in the UK often do. So I'm just pausing it here for a moment to take a little look at the city. Again, it looks like somewhat modern, but not heavy modern. It's got obviously a lot of its history remaining. These buildings, what I mean is the buildings look vintage and like original. And plus they have that clock tower. Every good city's got to have a clock tower, as I always say. Anyway, I just wanted to soak in the feel of this, the smell of this city for a second.
That sums up our top 10 things to do in Liverpool. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. And if you're new here,
I did enjoy. I will leave a like. This was by Revisioni, and I will like that. Any comments? Sometimes I like to check the comments on this, just out of curiosity. This seems to be a very charming place. It does. I agree. Beautiful city. I live in Liverpool, and the city center is amazing. Yeah, the city center. They didn't show too much of like the bustling city center. There's probably quite a few things they don't show in these top 10s that are worthy of being in them. But it is a good way to get a quick glimpse of the city, after all. I live in the Anfield region, and Anfield Stadium and Goodson Park are great to visit if you're a football fan. Yes, yes. Oh, Liverpool is awesome. We love Liverpool. Yes, all the Liverpool fans here. Okay. Not much more than a bunch of Liverpool fans in here, which is fine and makes a lot of sense. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this video. It is what I had hoped. A lot of this stuff was not just necessarily things to look at, but at least things you can walk around, explore, the museums and some of the sites, a football game. Let me take you, the cruise, that art gallery. Let me scroll through here. The tower. Yes, that tower would be awesome. The radio tower. There was a lot in here, actually. It's hard for me to remember every single thing. But Liverpool sounds amazing. And I guarantee you there's so much more to it than what I could see in this short video. But as far as getting a general sense of the city of Liverpool, which I started out with 0, this is fantastic. That was great. I feel like I have a much better idea of what Liverpool is all about, what to do there. So yeah, I enjoyed this. And if you happen to enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK, Great Britain culture, things there that I have never seen or experienced before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.